Sorry to burst your bubble, but this wasn't a drone shot. I have become a professional mini set designer. Hello, my name is Will Carmack, and this is Micro Monday. The series where I go nuts with my bank account, some badass electric sliders, and I go crazy with my favorite piece of camera equipment, my probe lens. Last Micro Monday, we got some really juicy footage of writing utensils. In this episode, we are going to explore the special effects side of the probe lens, blending real-world elements into little-world elements. Like, how can we build a miniature set to create a fake drone shot? Or how do we put ourselves in a really tiny world where small things look giant? That is what we are going to be exploring today in Micro Monday. Despite having zero experience with building or crafts, I went to the craft store. Step 1, ask the store clerk for weescapes. Those are all the tiny little trees. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Can't wait to see you again.
Yeah, bye. And I spent $300 on really tiny, small things. You heard that right. I spent $300 on tiny trees. Everything in this wooden box is a tiny thing that exists in real life that's really big. But can I show you what I bought? I bought little flowers, little palm trees, little sunflowers, little dead trees, little people, even littler people, and just a ton of little things. And now it's time for me to pony up. I need to Bob the Builder this little shit. So I bought this wooden board as a base and little rolls of fake grass, and I just went nuts. Real men craft. I just want that to be my new message. And so yes, it was looking pretty sexy, and then I hooked my probe lens up to my Edelkrone Head 1, which is a dope electric spinny thing, like this spins. And I did this to test out the waters of my miniature set. I wanted to see what some smooth pans would look like across my mini trees. And now to take it to the next level, because honestly, I was really happy with how the mini set turned out. From the top down, it genuinely looked like a real park. So this is where it gets a little advanced. I made sure to stay focused on the bottom ground, the little yellow flowers. I took a picture, and got closer, and got closer. So I had high quality images at every distance from the camera to the grass. I brought these pictures into After Effects, and I basically masked them on top of each other. The closer the picture was to the ground, I masked that closer to where the ground was. If you attach all of these pictures to a null object in After Effects, you can now scale from the furthest out picture all the way to the closest one that you took, which now creates this fake drone shot that you're now kind of coming through the trees to the grass. And the reason we take so many different pictures is to keep that high resolution all the way from the top to the bottom part of the set. And now to make it look like I was in the tiny little forest, I went to the park and I got a drone shot of me laying in the grass. I just masked that into the tiny grass from my pictures. I connected myself to the null object, which means I could scale through the set with my body tracked into the grass. And that is how you create a fake drone shot where you're in a miniature set. I thought that was really original and creative. You know, I'm on a quest to have the most fire Instagram online. And so I was trying to think outside the box, and I just want to say I'm pretty stoked on this idea. I haven't seen it before. Next up on Micro Monday is how the hell I put myself into this situation. I'm sure at this point you could already guess miniature set, but I'll just cut to some epic B-roll first that kind of explains it ahead of the game. So I unfortunately found a spider in my room, and since he wasn't paying rent, I decided to put him to work, and I had him walk across this tiny set that I had built. I hooked up my Sony a7 III with the probe lens onto my Edelkrone Dolly 1 so I could control it electronically to slide perfectly through my little set. Once it got to the point where the dolly was stopped, I had the spider walk across the set, and then I electronically slid it backwards. And the reason I did that is because I wanted the reveal at the end of the video to be, wow, it was a miniature set, basically showcasing that the spider wasn't big, I was just really little. I thought that would be a fun perspective trick. And then I got my big green screen. I went outside and I found a spot that looked like the miniature set that I made. I acted out like I saw the spider, and then I took a picture of that tree. I brought these things into After Effects. I masked the tree out and blended it on top of the fake plastic tree, adding a little real elements to the fake ones. And I green screened myself out and blended it in with the fake set. And lastly, I hired a guy on Fiverr to mask my spider out because I was not gonna be able to do that myself. $100, and 3 days later I got my spider back, and now the spider could walk on top of the fake tree I blended into the fake set. I track myself in the tree onto the zooming out clip to reveal that it's a fake set. And voila, you've now created a cool perspective effect where people might think the spider's gigantic, but at the end it reveals that you were just really small. And you know what I gotta do now? I gotta thank today's sponsor, which of course is Squarespace. So this video is sponsored by Squarespace. From online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform. You wanna look like a professional? Well, Squarespace helps you do that with award-winning designer templates. Let's say you're a photographer. You can use these templates to showcase your work to the world and make yourself look dope in the process. And one of my favorite things about Squarespace is if you work on a schedule or appointment-based workflow, you can make your schedule public on Squarespace. So people can come to your website and see when you're actually available and book you for those times. It's just incredibly convenient. And lastly, Squarespace empowers people with creative ideas to succeed. And if you're a creative person and you want to succeed, go to squarespace.com/willcarmack or the first link in my description below to get 10% off your first website or domain. Thank you for sponsoring this video, Squarespace. I hope you learned something new, and watch all of my other videos and give them all a thumbs up. Deal? All right, where there's a will, there's a way. My name is Will, and as always, have a nice day.
Be friends, if it's so much easier, before we got our feelings hurt, and I can't pretend that it's easy. Why?